Welcome back to Ace Attorney. I got bored. I wanted to play this because Resident Evil currently is at a crazy state. Detroit Become Human, I have no idea. I still have to upload, and it's been 5 days since I last uploaded, and I have Detroit ready to go, so that kind of makes me depressed, but I make horrible decisions all the time. I gotta remember which side I'm on. Ow, that is loud. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm not ready. 12:30. I gotta read times, man. Oh god, I put all of my saves into that? This has to be it, so... That was a close one, huh? Hold on. I gotta figure out why it's so loud. Jesus. Can I turn this down a bit? Sound effects. I have no idea, but it's loud. I'll just suffer through the pain. But yeah, I look different. I've shaved. Voila. I don't know. No one's gonna notice that. Whatever. Really, too bad. I'm sorry I missed it. I don't remember what I was up to. I don't know. We're just gonna keep playing Ace Attorney. Question mark. Mia. So what's happened? Well, I think I've got a pretty good idea who did it. Now all I need is the motive and proof. I forget who did it. Good going, Nick. Under the initial trial system, tomorrow is the last day we have. Initial trial? What's that? That's the new court system that they introduced 2 or 3 years ago. They had many cases in the system, they decided to speed up the whole process. So under the system, trials have to end in 3 days? Yep, pretty much. Well, we have no time to waste. What was I up to again? Oh, I should have not taken as big of a break from this game as I should have. Hold on. October 10th, Detention Center. Mr. Wright, you did very well again today. Oh, thanks. Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears? Whoa, Nick. You must have really wowed him in there. And could you wipe the grin off your face? Hey, WP, only one day. Let's make it quick. Make it count. Yeah. There's not really anything I can do to help. I'm not really sure what you can do, either. Please, this is no laughing matter. Producer Vasquez. Tell me more about Miss Vasquez. Oh, the producer? She's well respected in the industry. They say she's a genius. A genius? She's been in the Global Studio for 5 years now. Right or wrong, nobody dares tell her different these days. Why is that? Ever since she came on board, we've had nothing but hits. Global Studios was on its knees, but she picked it up and made it shine. Hold on, let me turn this down a bit for you guys, 'cause this game isn't really audio sensitive. Oh, and what? No, nothing, forget it. I've heard rumors anyhow. You tell me anything about Mr. Miniela. Oh, he used to be a minor straight-to-video director. But something in his work caught Vasquez's eyes. She brought the Steel Samurai idea to him. Now everyone knows the name Sal Miniela. I hear he's pretty much at her beck and call, though. Whenever she says jump, she asks how high and all that. I can imagine him being at her back and call, though I cannot imagine him jumping. I don't either. I was warning about Mr. Hammer. He was a big star back in the day, right? But then he just dropped off the face of the earth. Oh, yes, you're right. In fact, he was one of my role models when I started in this business. But he just stopped taking on big roles. And so he began appearing in little productions at Global. He could do that? I was really looking forward to the sequel to Samurai Summer. He just gave up being a star 5 years ago. Actually, now that I think about it, that was right when Miss Vasquez came to Global. 5 years ago. That does bring up a question. What's he got to do with all of this, then? Let me take a look at my core record profiles. Jackhammer's dead. Hierarchy producer. This director. This is the assistant. I'm not sure who could have done it. October 19th, Global Studios. The old windbag sure is quiet today. You know, this place is really peaceful like this. Nick? I think our guard's down. Yeah. I bet we could even eat those donuts at a guard station if we wanted. You eat, you die. She's alive! I was wondering about Steve Vasquez, the producer. Oh, the studio bigwigs love her. So she always gets her way. She seems bitter. Do you not like the producer? Look, the studio people don't want me talking about her, so sorry. Can I ask you about Sal Maniello, the director? Sal, he's soft, a pushover. Does whatever Vasquez tells him to. She treats him like dirt, but I think he likes it. Hmm? Why would anyone like being treated like dirt? That doesn't make any sense, doesn't it? No, it doesn't, man. About Mr. Hammer. I heard about what you said today, cheeky whippersnapper. Poor old Hammer. He'd drag his star down from the sky and stomp on it, calling him a criminal, a thief. I won't forget that. Oh no, she's really pissed this time. You listen to me, whippersnapper. My poor old windbag Hammer. Wait, what? My poor old Hammer would never do such a thing. Why would he steal Power's costume so he could sneak by me? He would never stoop so low. Let's move further in. See if anyone's in the employee area. October 19th, Global Studios employee area. Guess there's nobody fishing here. I did want to see them filming just one time. This trial will be over and done by tomorrow. You can see them film later. I guess. This is where we found the bottle of sleeping pills, right? Uh-huh. Wonder if there's any clues lying around. No, touch it. Hello, Mr. Detective. Didn't mean to frighten you. Didn't mean. I almost had a heart attack. This would be quite the dramatic at times. I suppose it's the actor in me. Dramatic, indeed. Anyway, I'm here to examine the plate on the table. Wait, you're looking for sleeping pills? Yeah, pal. Traces thereof. So, you're looking for traces for the sleeping pills. How? For a thorough exam, I gotta take the plate back to the precinct. But I have to... I have the capabilities to make a cursory examination right here. Our science guy gave me some testing solution. This reacts to these sleeping pills, see? If there's any traces, it'll change color. Wow, neat. Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for? Now, everyone, it's due time, pal. The testing solution on the plate changed color, alright. So the food on the plate had been laced with sleeping pills. Looks like it. Found an employee area on it with traces of sleeping pills and a large bone. How goes your investigation? To tell the truth, it's a real mess, pal. Some people think we should pursue the case we already have against Powers. And some people think we should switch suspects. What do you think, Detective Gumshoe? Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I feel kind of bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though. How's Edgeworth doing, anyway? Mr. Edgeworth was out of control. He was in a waiting room and he crushed the paper cup with hot coffee in it. Whoa. Talk about burns, pal. Oh, it's Fury of Edgeworth. Yeah, crushing paper cups. Bottles. Say, whatever happened to the empty bottle? Oh, the bottle of sleeping pills? Well, I got some good news for you about that. They found the victim Jack Hammer's prints on the bottle. So that means Jack Hammer laced the food for... I'm so confused what's happening. Yep, it sounds like the one who put Powers to sleep was There's none other than the victim. So I was right. Found on the table in the employee area bears Jack Hammer's fingerprints. Wow, okay. Oh, hello. I wasn't expecting somebody to be here. I was just gonna check it out. What are you doing here? Oh, I was cleaning the dressing room. I guess WP won't be using it anymore, so... Well, what? Why? But WP's innocent. Yes, and I'm really grateful for all of you've done, but this week's the last episode of Steel Samurai. Well, no. I was wondering if you could ask you about Mr. Hammer, yeah? On the day of the murder, he went to the Studio 2. I thought he went to Studio 1. You stole the Steel Samurai costume, too. What? Why would Mr. Hammer do something like that? Oh. I guess the rumor must be true, then. The rumor? Yeah! Miss Vasquez, that producer, had some kind of hold on Hammer. She had some dirt on him. He'd do anything she said, apparently. Some dirt. So it seems Vasquez has dirt on everyone. What dirt? Dirt? You know, bad stuff? I know what dirt means. About 5 years ago, they were filming a movie starring Mr. Hammer. They were using the new studio, Studio 2. Some sort of accident happened during filming. After that, they never used the Studio 2 again. They left the film set the way it was, too. Film set? Is that the trailer part of the film? Is that trailer part of the film set then? So 5 years ago, a new star, left. Or a star, like a popular star who did Samurai Summer, I think, left. I have no idea who their name is. We're gonna find out, I guess. What do you mean the last episode of Samurai? I know it's a shock, but nothing can be done to save it now. Whoever really did kill Mr. Hammer also signed the Steel Samurai's death warrant. I know. Also, I hear that the Global Studios is going to change its programming. They're not going to make kids shows anymore. Why? I don't know. It's sad, but that's what Global Studios decided. It's studio policy. Or aren't they going to make kids shows anymore? Studio bigwigs don't want the Steel Samurai around anymore. They want to forget it all. Why can't they just have... I don't remember this samurai person. Jack, something like that. I have no idea. I'll probably remember it later. They want to forget all that never happened. They want it quiet, you understand? How can they just do that? What about all the kids who love the Steel Samurai? It's okay. I'm sure the kids will be fine. They'll find a new hero to follow. No, they can't be. If the program just ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure. You can say something. I think evidence rather than words is called for here. Here, take a look at this. This sounds about right. And this is? A fan collected all of these photographs. Kids love the Steel Samurai. The show shouldn't be cancelled just so some adults can save face. I would think you would understand that better than anyone. You're right, okay. What can I do? Well, for starters, you tell me something. Tell me what it is. What it is that Global Studios is still hiding. Tell me about this incident 5 years ago. Okay. Could you tell us about what happened 5 years ago? Well, I can tell you what I have heard. Apparently, 5 years ago, somebody died, and it was Hammer's fault. Oh. That explains the sudden disappearance of a star. Someone died? It was an accident, of course. Anyway, the producer, Miss Vasquez, managed to hush it up. And that's the dirt she had on Hammer? And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Miss Vasquez asked him to. But it was an accident, right? Why didn't they just make it public? Well, you know, Mr. Hammer was a big star back then. They were afraid about what would happen if his career, if word got out. Let's see. You know who knows more about this? Miss Oldbag. She was here at the studio back then, you know? Thanks, we'll try asking her. If she'll talk. That was highly important. What are you still slinking around? If you like the place so much, why don't you take it over for me? The old windbag doesn't look so good. Everybody's doing their darndest to forget Hammer. Who do they think made Globo Studios what it is today? Hammer! It was all due to Hammer. She's starting to froth in the mouth. You should keep safe distance. Let me save. These are all my save files. 5 years ago. I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago. Who did you hear that from? Nichols. Nichols? Nichols, Nick. Penny Nichols, that assistant we talked to. Oh, right. Anyway, we heard about the incident. It was during filming with Jack Hammer. Killed him, didn't he? Whipper snapper. Dredging up dirt on someone's past like that. And the recently departed, no less. You suppose I think this is fun? No, I'm just doing my job to protect Mr. Powers. And you claim that Hammer stole Powers' costume? You expect me to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof? Proof that Hammer? I have proof, actually. Hold on, let me save at a better spot. I don't go through all that dialogue again. I do actually have proof. I'm sorry, Miss Oldbeck, but I do have proof. Proof that Mr. Hammer stole this. Here's my proof. What? What's this little empty bottle supposed to prove? It's a bottle of sleeping pills with Mr. Hammer's fingerprints on it. What does that prove? Oh, wait. Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct? Oh, yes, so? This is the plate that he used at the steak. There were traces of sleeping pill powder on the plate. Now it's coming together, isn't it? I see. Poor, poor Hammer. You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul. Miss Oldbeck? Okay, you win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in. So, you're right. 5 years ago, there was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Vasquez? She has ties to the Mafia! She silenced the paparazzi! That was the beginning. After that, she became the force to be reckoned with here at the studio. Let's see. But you have to understand, poor old Hammer never meant any harm to anyone. Miss Oldbag. Hold on a minute. Poor Miss Oldbag. Here, take this. A photograph. Oh my god, I see what happened. He was accidentally shoved onto a spike. This is a picture. Is this trailer in the studio too? Hammer was supposed to fight with a bad guy on top of the stairs, right? He pushed the other actor, and the man fell onto the floor, or the flower box fence. Oof. But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel much like talking about it. I understand. Added the court record shows the accident involving Jack Hammer. Thank you. Now. Whew. That gave me chills. Ties to the Mafia just blacked out this guy's life. Like, does the family even know, man? Play area outside Studio 1. Think back, Nick, to the day of the murder. Mr. Hammer put on the Steel Samurai costume. Then he left from here to go to Studio 2? Right. But why? I wonder if someone called him, like the director or the producer. The director did. There's a question mark here I'm curious about. Apparently named Mr. Monkey. Did it drop on its own? The real scene of the crime. Say, Nick, how do you figure that out? Well, actually it's a long story. I'll tell you another time. Aw. We can't go to Studio 1 anymore because we've accessed that. It's like a calm scenery. Up, I'm bushed. Maybe I'll sit down for a bit. That's exactly why I don't want to get old ever. Hey! Let's move to Studio 2. Hello, Miss Vasquez. Hey, Nick, it's Miss Vasquez. Hello. Hello. Hi. Fine, you should at least try to be polite. I'm watching the clouds. That's all she had to say, apparently. Excuse me? Mr. Hammer came here today, the day of the murder, and... Shh. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you. Do something, Nick. It's ticking me off. Oh, dear. Wouldn't it be funny if I presented the stupid... the photo from 5 years ago. Mr. Powers wasn't the killer. You don't have to cancel the Steel Samurai. I think I'm tired of the Steel Samurai. You did it. Nick, she did it. She's the killer. Oh dear. I was wondering if I could tell you about Mr. Mignola. You must talk about that man. Perhaps you could talk about him in the trailer. By yourselves. Oh dear. I'm gonna do a big dumb. I'm gonna do a real big dumb. What if... Oh boy, she's part of the mafia. I'm gonna present it. She's not even looking. Where? What? Where did you get that? Well, old bag. Old bag. The security lady. Miss Old Bag, you dick. Alright, anyway. Yes. You hid the incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind. It's gotten stronger, don't you think, the wind? The conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more inside the trailer. Nick, she went inside the trailer. She came. Well then, what was it you wanted to talk about? Why is she so eager to talk all of a sudden? As you were using that incident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing the kids' show for pity change. So I'm a blackmailer now. That's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure, it was an accident. But you used it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star. Oh. I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour of its own accord. But you were the cause. You pressured him. And to that it was just an accident. Excuse me? What is this all about? You keep saying accident. Accident. How are you so sure? What do you mean? Must I spell everything out to you? Think. What would it be if it wasn't an accident? No. No way. You mean Mr. Hammer did it? On purpose? That's what I mean. Where's the proof? Can you prove it? Just think. Would he have let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? I ran him hard, believe you me. The security lady said it was an accident. Oh, well, she was a big fan of Hammer's, you see. She jumped on the reporter who brought the photo into the studio. She reached it out of his hands, and she did. She gave him a few bruises, too. But that's why she had the photo. She's an old fool. Of course, all the reporter would need is the negatives. He could have made a copy, but he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me now. What? This is valuable evidence, boys. Who are they? Professionals. They're good at erasing various things. Yeah, I know. Well, we could do it without the photo. I'm just gonna be extra intelligent. What do you think you'd like to be erased? What? Trial ends tomorrow. How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll have missed it. Tell me why. Why do you want those photographs so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt, no? Why should D. Vasquez care about it at all? I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about it where you're going. So long, friends. Boys are racing. No. Hold it right there. I heard everything, pal. D. Vasquez, you're coming down to the precinct with me now. Not bad. Very well. It appears the contest will be decided tomorrow, then in court. I'll be looking forward to it. Hey, you capo? Sorry I was a little late for my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing. Dr. Gumshoe, thank you. I was really scared. Don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job. Dr. Gumshoe. Sorry, I've wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. Okay, I've got one more job to do. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon. Well, Nick, looks like we're getting close to the bottom of this. And who's at the bottom? D. Vasquez, yeah. To be continued. Why would you to be continued that? Come on. Hey, this is like a break point I see. Never mind, I'm big dumb. I'll just save over the save slot I used. I thought there was gonna be like a big choice there that I have to deal with, but no. October 20th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive cases. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today, I will call on the people to present in Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems to be a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. Prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is the producer who was present at the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez. I'm the producer of Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trial of Studio 2, or in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yeah. I just like needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when you're not here. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give your court your testimony in concern of the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pray. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Day of the murder. And it's right here, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. There was to be a little rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 2. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the trailer on the table in front of this trailer. We found Mr. Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of their testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van, There's a van in Studio 2. I'm taking that. I thought it might be risky to walk with the monkey's head toppling over. Man, you only used the van to drive Vasquez to Studio 1 after the... Wait, hold on a minute. What about the tree? Oh, a little before noon. Hold on, let me save here. None of this testimony quotes, like, sits on the tree at all. The tree dropped. And what were you doing during this time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. It's a 15-minute break. It's I'll take you. Yeah. But hold on. I may be dumb, but I shouldn't have done that, actually. I've been pressing too much. What about the tree? Of course that's not gonna work. There's something going on here with the tree here. I gotta agree over on evidence. 2 o'clock, 2:30 pierced through his spear. Huh. There's gotta be something here. And what exactly was that? I've forgotten. You try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled at 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Come on. All you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Meeting had begun at 12. Yeah, so. There's a spot here. I can either use the van or point out the tree. Sharp. Haha, sharp. Do I have anything to tell me what the meaning, like, exactly was? Because that'd be great. Thank you. Can I present the van? I cannot present the van. This is where I get a little confused, because I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. Because I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. But the problem stands is that there's a monkey head right there blocking the path. You can't go anywhere there. Can't go to Studio 1 if it was blocked. Can you? I'm so confused so this timeline is standing. Okay, so we have a little before noon, the started at 12. Did no one leave during this meeting? No one. So I was just hanging a little desk. Hurts my ears. So we went to Studio 1. I'm so confused. There's like... Is there proof that we can get Sal somewhere else in this mix? 'Cause I've legit no idea what to do. None of this is adding up. Like, at 2:30 we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Have I questioned her about that? Come on. I hate this so much. I'll press her. During that time, don't hit your desk. Yeah. It's a 15-minute break. It's a 15-minute break! You could have done the murder, but I can't prove that. What's the van gonna take place? Like, I'm genuinely lost as to what... 15-minute break, I was fatigued. She says somewhere... Yeah, there's something. I entered the trailer about noon. The meeting began around 12 and ended at 4. We took a... wait. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. But you can't go to Studio 1 if it's blocked. When did this happen? Meeting around 4 and 5. Can you just not? But the monkey head. I just don't understand. I feel dumb because I'm not getting what it's trying to tell me to do. Because the path was blocked, so he could not have physically driven a van through it unless it was gone. Oh, it's out of order. So I'll take me to the van. I have no idea. Oh, I got it. Okay. Huh, as I thought. You're calling me a T-bone steak. But I say you didn't. Oh, wait, what? What's this? This, it's a plate. This plate was on the table of the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Yeah, that would make it... I was gonna say, if it wasn't that, then, yeah, it was a T-bone steak. Exactly, my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Mignola ate at the table outside of the trailer. Yet, there were no bones left on the table. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez? Oh, I would have... If I would have remembered that specific detail, I would have had it. Come on, no? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You ate the bone too. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that plate. I see. Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Meeting the Steel Samurai. Order. Are you saying, yes, Your Honor, as Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. This is right. Isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, right? I have no idea. I'm just kind of going with it. Let him hear his claim. You say I did it. Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worried that the day would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a little battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was about that murder weapon again? Oh, yes, the spear. Yes? I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I have possibly used that heavy spear as a weapon? Well... Hold on, let me save it. You didn't. You used the fence like Hammer did. We just thought it was the spear. I think you have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Huh, you see. Yes. However, that was no bearing on this case. Meaning? The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? It was the fence. What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the steel samurai was not used as the murder weapon. I can prove that it was in fact... What? You've got to be kidding me. You couldn't. Oh, I was gonna prove it with a previous case of whatever knowledge. Just by spear. Was duct taped. I present the right proof. Yeah, it was duct taped. So-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run-through. But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who was wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order, order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Hold on, let me save again. I don't like where this is heading. Cause I've been kind of landing my shots perfectly so far. It's silence. I'm the one testifying here. I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell me what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us the murder weapon? I can tell you. I make a claim that if I couldn't tell you what the murder weapon was, I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see the murder weapon. Can I show the picture now? Can I show the picture now? I'm gonna show the picture. Look at this photo. What's this? Why is that jackhammer's sitting on top of the stairs? Order, order. I kind of have the order of this trial to be suspected. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was kept secret to the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth? You still can't see it. See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? What? Are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside of the Studio's 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushes Mr. Hammer off the stairs and onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer did to him, had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die? 5 years ago? Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I would say is true? Mr. Wright. Let's say for the sake of the argument that Hammer died at the trailer, you say. Yet the body was found in... You used the van! Costume, no less. Are you then claiming I carried the body to Studio 1? And returned the trailer, the sphere, the 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break of the meeting of the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, and then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside the costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could... Let me save, because I don't want that stupid monkey head ruining me again. How long ago was this? 15, 2:30, break it. Oh god, okay, this is getting rough. She had another way. Harry bought her other than her own hands, for instance. Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do deed in 15 minutes. There was a way for her to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Right, show us how she carried it. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There had been a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used that van to carry the body to Studio 1, and there before everyone else got there, you put the body into the Majestic costume. Hold on, Mr. Wright. Don't forget that Sal and Yella that drove the van. Are you suggesting? Spiritor? Yeah? I am. Yeah. Yeah, I am. Of course! I mean, it was confusing. Body had been placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that all alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burnt it in the small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose, you win. It was fun. And I win. Tut tut tut! So, what happens next? Don't question me. Do you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean... D. Vasquez, so it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. Everyone's so silent. Can we just not... You're ruining the vibe. Who could say? Huh? You sure? But I did. That's right. We just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle, we proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right? But... that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. Order. Sedgwick, your thoughts? Of course! As the witness says. Certainly it does seem very likely she did it, but there is no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Edgeworth isn't sure. I have to use my knowledge here at this point. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. Actually, I have plenty of questions. You had both of them at your fingertips. I want her to testify again. You did it, Vasquez. Miss Vasquez, you did it. Was it a question? No. Testify again. Say what I... Seeing there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness system. Yes, Miss Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again! You're the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you not badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes, Mr. Edgeworth. I too see the little point in making this speech. Oh, yes, indeed. I wanted to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Why did Edgeworth? Who knows? He probably realized she did it, too. But... was it the one that she said she was... wasn't he the one that said he only gets a guilty verdict after all of that? Edgeworth? Oh, yeah, he's gonna get her the guilty verdict. That's what he's trying to do. I was with Sal, the old bag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there, too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, and then Powers showed up. The security lady, old bag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and directions notes, and then I went home. I see no issue raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, Nick, were really close in this one. She may be acting tough now. But if we put her on her spot, she's sure to fail. Find the key, and you need to twist the truth out of her. Nick, right. After finding the body. I'm gonna immediately just gun it, because I know the truth. I know why he wasn't there. I'm just gonna gun it. I thought that was gonna work. I thought it'd be funny if I just gunned it and got it right. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm? You certainly seemed calm enough when you accused a murder. I'm gonna press harder, but I'm gonna save because I don't like being put on the spot like this. Wait a second, wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and the one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally be looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez? Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without a Steel Samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at a location no one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez. You may continue. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. What was everyone else doing at the time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on scene. Sorry, I'm late. Then silence, dead silence. Silence. Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. There's something there I'm seeing. But I'm not sure. I feel dumb. I suck at this game. We're just going through it and hoping for the best. And then Mr. Powers showed. I'm gonna keep pressing and figuring out what's going on. Old bag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going toward the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. The detective arrests Mr. Powers based on solely the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all of this after the fact. Photograph meaning the one taken by the security camera? He's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use, no. You asked to be left out. Yeah? It seems that everyone else was questioned. I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in the meeting, there was no way we could have been involved, thus they covered us, covered for you, or covered up for you. There must have been a lot riding on that, with all these big wigs and things. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. But back to the trailer, let's skip the directions. The script in here discussion is, yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do as been stolen. No, I guess not. There's no sense in that. Wait a second. I thought you came to the Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? But you walked... Wait, hold on a minute. You're telling me you walked to Studio 1 without your notes, and then came back for your notes, but then are saying that there was a murder after you went to Studio 1. Well, hold on a minute. Oh yeah, I guess. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think. Miss Vesquez says she didn't bring her script because... Yeah, that's what I'm saying! Yeah! What would be? Don't you see that what it means? She would have had known about the murder before going to Studio 1. Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying! Order, order. Mr. Edgeworth, what you've just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of the career change to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vesquez, do you have an explanation? I cannot believe Edgeworth is helping me here. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well, the witness will change the testimony to reflect the reason. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. How do you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal, he told me. Sal, the director. Go get him. We're writing on this. I've been recording for almost an hour now. Couldn't do any action scenes. Knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. You left them behind. Well, why would you leave them behind? Like, well, I'm dumb, but... Ooh, this one's not good. I saved at 10, so let's save slot 10, right? We're gonna save again. But I'm gonna present this piece of evidence right here. Yeah, that's it. You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. Huh? What? Exactly. Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending. One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Hammers, not Mr. Hammers. Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why do you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it. It was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it all wrong. I think not. Mr. Miniella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez. We're riding on this. I like the way how I keep going up, down the save slots over and over again. For no reason at all. Actually, you didn't hear anything about Mr. You saw Mr. Hammer with your own eyes, yeah, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He's pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ah. And when he was doing this? Well, it would have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2 where he was murdered. Exactly. Mr. Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Order. Oh, we'll have order. Witness. Can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would you want Mr. Hammer? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he had fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there's a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say about this matter? In other words, can you prove that she has a motive? Of course I can prove it. Why wouldn't I say I can prove it? I have proof and I can show you. Send to the court. I gotta figure out exactly what was going on here. I'm gonna present that, because I'm not sure what else to present as a motive. Like, I'm not... This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This is the photo reveals the motive of this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from the stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for your petty change. Bringing us to the present day and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Yes, undoubtedly it was the constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We're talking about the motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if Mr. Hammer was killed Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss... Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have no reason to kill Mr. Hammer. It was a good source of income for me. Mr. Wright, please explain. Now. I'm confused as to what I should do. I'm gonna reveal evidence! I don't have anything to undoubtedly say that I was the motive. We're gonna run the scrapbook, hope it does it. I can only hope. Or Jack Hammer. It's either the sleeping pill bottle or the scrapbook, but I'm gonna use the scrapbook. This is my proof, and this tells us why Miss Vasquez wanted to kill Mr. Hammer. Say it all proves that the defense attorney has completely lost his marbles. I'm gonna try the sleeping pill bottles. This is my proof, and that tells us what I don't care. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? She was Mr. Hammer who has blood out for... All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? Your Honor. Jack Hammer drugged... Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking it was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. Yeah, okay, yeah, this makes sense. And for the purpose you ask, to kill D. Vasquez, who so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. So, you did do it, didn't you? Yes, I am guilty. That was me. Yeah, I didn't know my evidence. None of my evidence secured that that would be the reason. So I just went with she didn't have a motive. I actually didn't think that through. That was a good point. There was no motive. It was just self-defense. Someone call the ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Miss Vasquez. What? What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel. Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No, how could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No, Manuel. Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez. No. Please don't die, please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. I didn't play that well. To be fair, I haven't played this game in a while and I haven't been keeping up with the case, so... Mr. Edgeworth, where's D. Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Ah, thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. What Powers was innocent? That he should be found so that it's only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. That is all. This court has been adjourned. October 20th, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 11. I didn't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes. Yes, but it's sad. You know, now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume, it's bad enough that he wanted to kill Ms. Vasquez. But to think that he tried to frame me for all of the murder makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright, huh? Tell me. Why didn't Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Like, this is what I'm looking for. Because it was still samurai. So it's still samurai? Mr. Hammer was a big star once. But he was reduced to acting in kids' shows and as the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think you understand. I mean, he could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time. I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I, so am I. Congratulations, that would be... Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai once more. I can't wait to get back into the sweaty costume and... Huh? Is that something that's wrong? No, of course not. Nick? Edgeworth? Say something right. I'm not good at small talk. Oh, that was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away with it if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. Big fan of work, Powers. Liar. Right? I must say, I wouldn't expect to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better if we had not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings, yes. Unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, please, right? Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Mr. Wright? Is that guy your friend? What? A friend? As if. They're rivals, right, Nick? From now on, we are, I guess. I get the feeling I'm missing something. Come on, Nick, tell me. And the curtain calls on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its program change. They went back to making kids shows again. Nick! This is it! The new show starts today. We're going to watch it, right? Oh man, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy the trading cards too. We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? Oh, I wonder if they'll show his face this time. I don't think the world was ready for the real Powers. Oh God. Oh, hey look, I did a trial. Woo, I suffered through it horribly because I suck at this game. Turnabout Samurai. We're now on episode 4. Turnabout, or whatever. Brand new episode has been added. Episode Turnabout Goodbye. I'll save stuff. Well, but I'm gonna end this episode off here before we get too far deep in, I think. So hold on. I don't want to see yet. It's been what, 15 years? About that, yeah. 15 years is a long time to wait. You can't imagine how much I've suffered. You've suffered? But now, the perfect opportunity has presented itself. I shall have my revenge. What? Merry Christmas. Huh? I have no idea. Anyways, I'm done. I'm done. We're not sketching that far in yet. We're done right now, okay? I need to go back to the menu title. What did we just witness? I don't know. I'm gonna leave off till next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy. We are delving into a lot here. What's it? I want to hit new game and cause a new game to start. Play this game, Justice for All, and then Trials and Tribulation. We're almost done with the first game. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Ace Attorney. I like this game, for one. You know, it's not bad. I say it's not bad, but it's pretty good. I just suck at it. Sometimes, like, bad. Sometimes real bad. And I save a lot. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed whatever mess this is. I solved another case. I don't know when we'll be coming back to this. It was just kind of a thing. It's like, hey, I haven't played this game in a while, so let's do it. And, I did that annoying trial that took me forever to do because it had me backtrack and move so many different places it wasn't even funny. Anyways, I'll see you guys around the next episode of whatever I make. Bye-bye. I'm shaved! I have a haircut. What a surprise.